Welcome to Omega Times. Rev May here. I hope you're doing well. God's been good to me. I know He's probably been good to you too. If you have an opportunity, would you please hit the button that says subscribe on the right side of your screen at the bottom? Or at the end, there'll be a picture of me pop up on the right side, a circle, and another video here if you would want to watch it. And if you click on there, you can subscribe. Subscribe, make a comment, give me a thumbs up, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can on the comment. And that will really help me out a long way. And if you share the video with a friend, someone you go to church with, all I give is basic Bible lessons on what the Bible has to say. And that's what I try my best to do, is encourage people and give them a reason to open their Bible or to pray or give them hope. We're going to get into this here today. Have you had any setbacks? In life, sometimes you have setbacks. Things don't go the way you planned it. Things don't come through like you thought they would. People will fail you, but God will never fail you. Have you ever had anybody owe you money? I'm going to give it to you 2 weeks from this Friday. I'll come by and pay you Friday. They don't show up. You call them, they don't answer the phone. A week later, still can't get a hold of them. People will let you down. People will lie to you. People will not always keep their word with you. But one thing you can take to the bank, God will never fail you. He'll never let you down. And if He says something's going to happen, it's going to happen. You can believe that. God is your best friend. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." We can get rest in the Lord. Sometimes we may not sleep real good all night, and we're a little short on rest, or we're tired. It happens. Now, I know about me, I don't know about you, so I hope you bear with me just a second. But when I was in the car business as a general manager, and also when I was a general sales manager, I worked at a new car store on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We were open till 8 in the morning till 9 at night. All right, when we locked the doors at 9 o'clock, everybody was inside the new car department. Everybody was down there in the used car department, had to be taken care of, and they had to be through the finance office and make arrangements if they were paying for it, finance and whatever. All of them had to leave. Then I had to, my F&I guys, I had two of them, they had to count the money, make sure everything was all right. I had to make sure the safe was locked. And we had to go through, check all the doors, make everything was secure, nobody was hiding in a bathroom or whatever, and then lock it up. I never got out before 10 o'clock at night. I left my house at 7:15 every morning to head to work, and I usually got home at 10:30 at night, sometimes a quarter to 11. And so my days were long, and I was exhausted. And then we were open 10 hours on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And so I put in a lot of time, and I'd get wore out sometimes. And sometimes I'd be so tired, and then I'd wake up at 2:30 in the morning, and I'd say, "Oh, I forgot to pray before I went to sleep." And I thought, "God, I'm so sorry. I'm so caught up with my job and trying to provide for my family." We have an adult handicapped daughter. Back then she was a kid, and we were trying to keep her with medicine and doctor's appointments and all this. And my wife was so good about it all, and I didn't even have time to cash my paycheck. My wife would drive over to Illinois from Missouri and pick my check up. I'd call and tell her, "I got my check." She'd come get it. I didn't have time to go to a bank. And by the time I got out of there, banks were closed. And I'll never forget, I hired a young salesman, and he'd been with me about a month. And everybody called me boss. I told them not to do it. They could call me Randy if they wanted to. If we had a customer, they could just say, Mr. May or whatever my salesman felt comfortable with. I didn't have a problem with that. But everybody called me boss. And he said, "Boss, you got a minute?" I said, "Yeah, come on in." And he stepped in. He goes, "I just want to ask you a question." I said, "What's that?" He said, "I heard that you're a preacher." I said, "Yes, I am." And he said, "Well, I'm confused." I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm bivocational. I preach at church, but I work a job, because I usually preach at a church that's not big enough to have a full-time pastor, and but they need a pastor." And he said, "No." He goes, "Do you have a drinking problem?" I go, "What?" He goes, do you have a drinking problem? I said, no, why would you say that? He goes, well, your wife comes and gets your check every week. She comes and gets your check and you give it to her. He goes, every place I ever worked at in the car business, if the guy had a drinking problem, his wife come and got his money. I laughed. I said, no. The reason I give her the check, I don't have time to. The bank's closed when I leave in the morning. The bank's closed when I get home at night. I said, that's not the reason. So if you ever had any setbacks in life, I don't know how I got on that tandem. I'll blame it on my 2 strokes. I'm not all there yet. In life, we have struggles, we have troubles, we have setbacks, and we need God's help at every point of our life. We should all live life today like it's our last day on earth. Don't put things off that you'll regret. Don't put off calling that relative you feel like you ought to call. You know, everyone's had that happen to them. Boy, I feel like I ought to call my sister. Boy, I feel like, I ought to call. Maybe I'll call her this weekend, or I'll do this. And then pretty soon you get a call in the middle of the night, your sister's gone. Then you feel guilty and you think, God, I should have called her. Why didn't I call her? We need to realize we need to be good to people while we can, all right? My mother always taught me, son, if you're going to give me flowers, give me to them while I'm alive. When I'm not alive, I can't smell them. The time to tell me what you want to tell me is when I'm alive, not when I'm in a casket. I can't hear you. I can't smell the flowers. And my mom told me the same thing my father did. He said, son, I know you'll want to come out to my grave because you're young. My dad died 5 days before my 18th birthday. As a matter of fact, they buried him on Saturday, and Monday was my 18th birthday. And me and my mom went to church Sunday, sang, preached. My mom preached at her and Dad's church, and the next day was my birthday. And so it was a very difficult time. But we all have those things. And my mom said, don't put off to another day what you can do today. If you love someone, tell them. If you feel like you ought to talk to them, call them. Do it. You won't regret it. You need to do it. So that's what I did. And then my dad and mother both told me, son, if you want to come to the grave, we understand that. It may take a while to get through the grieving. Don't bring us flowers. My dad said the best thing you can do is find a family in need, and whatever you're going to spend those flowers, give it to that family in need. That would make me feel really good if you would do that. Don't put them on my grave. I can't smell them. I won't know they're there. Help people. And my mother told me the same thing. Son, please don't put flowers on my grave. I know you want to visit from time to time. I'm your mother. That's okay. If it brings you peace, and if you want to come and it brings you some closure on certain things, I understand that. But if you want to do something, help someone in need with the money you were going to buy the flowers with. And I've done that my entire adult life since I lost my father and my mother, is helped someone when I felt like buying them flowers, or I was going out to the cemetery. I'd make up my mind, I'm going to go on and go to the cemetery, and it makes me feel better, even though I know they're not there. It's just their body. But today or tomorrow, I'm going to help someone in need. And so that's what I've done. Don't let life pass you by. Setbacks will keep you from doing what you should be doing. We should live our life like today's our last day. Show God's love to people each and every day that you see them, and let them know that God loves them and you do too. So when you have a setback, remember, things will get better. When you have something that just don't work out the way you want it to, say, Lord, help me, and you will get through it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Keep walking, keep going forward, and you'll eventually get out of that valley and you'll move on. So we need to move on for life and be good to people while we can. And when we have setbacks, just say, look, this is not a dead end. This is a detour. I'm backing up and I'm going another way. I'm not going to accept this setback. I'm going to move on with my life. I hope this helped you some way today. God loves you. I love you. If you have a chance, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with somebody, make a comment. I'll get back to you as fast as I can. Thank you for your time. This time till next time, old Rev May signing off. You have a wonderful day and God bless you.